So listen, guys, we're about to teach these young folks here some of their rights. A lot of my people don't know their rights, and so one thing that I try to do is educate people on how to deal with law enforcement, what to say. And a lot of people are intimidated. Okay, so one thing that a lot of folks think that when cops come up to them and they say, "Hey, you got some ID on you?" What is that? Is that a question or is that a demand? If I say, "Do you?" It's a question. Do you have some ID on you? Right? That's a question. 9 times out of 10, what do people do?
They show you their ID.
They show you the ID. Why do they show you the ID? Why would you show?
You know that they're legit.
You're trying to cooperate with law enforcement, right? Do you have to do that? A lot of people think they have, right? Like a dummy, right? You don't know this stuff. The average person gives up ID, right?
Right.
You don't give up ID. That was a question. I asked you, do you have some ID? Okay? So now when I ask you, do you have some ID, and you give it to me, trying to be Miss Nice Lady, so now I'm going to run your ID, and I'm going to find something back from 99. Let's say you lived at an old address, right? And you moved addresses, but the court sent you a notice to your old address. That's the last address that they had on file.
Right.
You don't get that notice because what? You moved. So guess what happens? You get a failure to appear. It's like you get a bench warrant. Now, when that cop takes your ID and he runs your name, now you got a bench warrant. Guess what happens to you? You go to jail. So let's say the cop's true intentions was to search your pockets to see if you had drugs or to search your purse, right? So because they had probable cause once you gave it to them, they had probable cause. So probable cause is, I had a legal reason to search your bag. Now that I know that you have a bench warrant, right? Now I know you got a bench warrant, I can search your bag and go in your pockets and do anything, right? Because you gave me probable cause. So now you're going to jail for the bench warrant, and now I found some dope on you, or some weed, little weed. So now you're going to jail for multiple things, okay? Because you volunteered information. It's called implying consent. So when cops walk up to you and ask you, do you have some ID? Let me teach you what to say to them. First of all, when a police officer walks up, you guys are catching the tail end of this. I'm gonna put it on YouTube and y'all can check it out. Okay, I'm gonna put it on tonight. So when the police say, "Hey, boss man," let me tell you, because I do the same thing. Hold the camera. I want you to film me. Okay. All right. You come here.
No, I got to see him from back here. What he finna do?
I know I'm bragging.
All right.
So you got some ID? No?
You scared?
Why you ain't got no ID? State law ID? So you telling me? You telling me you don't have no ID on you? It's state law. You know state laws mandate that you have ID on you. 3206 radio. Be advised, with one black male subject. White lady, send another unit, right? Okay. So now let me get somebody else. No, I'm ask you another question, and you gonna tell me yes. Hey, boss man, come here. Stop right there. You got some ID on you? What's the ID? Give me ID, okay, boy. I got your ID. All right. Radio 3206 radio. Be advised, I need you to do a name check, and we're talking code and stuff like that. I got Charlie Alpha, Robert November Ida. Do a name check. All right, signal 32. Go ahead and turn around for me, boss. You got a bench warrant, right? So now, I had no probable cause to stop you. I can't legally stop you without suspecting that you gave me a reason. I had to suspect. Just step out the street. So I didn't have any probable cause to stop you. Right? I'm gonna give you a credit card back. I stopped you because I thought that you had some drugs on you, or I thought that you had a weapon on you. Right? You got a hoodie on. To me as a cop, I'm not a cop, but to me as a cop, you got on this stuff. I think you might got drugs on you. So if I want to really search you and I don't have a fucking reason to do that, I gotta get some implied consent. I gotta engage in the conversation. So now we're talking, right? So now I asked you, do you have ID? You gave it to me. That's called implied consent. I didn't demand it. I didn't say give me your ID. I said, do you have some ID? Or can I see some ID? Those are questions. Now, because you were being Mr. Nice Guy, I ran your ID. I got information on you, a bench warrant, right? Maybe you forgot about it. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you moved from another address, right? So now I'm taking your ass to jail because you gave me your ID, right? And now when I'm searching your pockets, right? I see that you got some weed on you, a little bit of weed, right? So guess what? You're going to jail for the weed and the bench warrant because you wanted to be so nice guy. This is what you do when you're dealing with law enforcement, okay? You be the cop. You ask me if I have any ID.
Sir, do you have an ID?
I got ID.
Is it on you?
Well, I don't answer questions without a lawyer present. Try it again. Ask me again.
Sir, do you have an ID?
Do you suspect me of committing a crime? This is what I want y'all to learn. Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Well, then we don't have to have a conversation. Okay? So listen. When I said, do you suspect me of committing a crime, that is a legal phrase. You know what that means? What's your probable cause? So you got to have probable cause to stop him. I told him to stop. I told him to come here, right? That's a lawful command. I told you what to do. I'm using my authority, right? You guys should be trying to understand this. Yeah, you guys need to understand this. When I stop him, I detain him. Right? So, there are multiple ways to detain somebody. I can put you in some cuffs and detain you, or I can tell you to stop and stay. That's a lawful command. I detained you by telling you to stop. I stopped you. Detain means to stop you from moving freely. I don't just have to put cuffs on you. I just stopped you. I detained you, right? So, you don't have to engage in any conversation with any police officer at any fucking time. At any time. Because whatever you say to the police will never help you. It'll never help you. Whatever you say to the police will always get you in jail. Because their job is to build a case against you. Their job is to, I might ask you, hey, where you coming from? That's a trick question. Never answer don't answer any question. Hey, where you coming from? Where you headed to? Those are questions to trick you and entrap you to get information. You don't need. You can say, look, I don't answer questions without. Say, if you guys are all minors, I don't answer questions without my mother present or my or I don't answer questions without a lawyer. That's your right. You know what I'm saying? That's your right. Okay. So what you say is, do you suspect me of committing a crime, or you say, are you detaining me? So now you say, so I'm gonna ask you for your information. I want you to say, are you detaining me? Hey, boss man, you got some ID on you? Dude, I'm just asking you a question. Why you get aggressive? You see how I'm trying to flip it on you? I'm trying to make it look like you're being unreasonable. I'm trying to make it seem like you're being crazy. I'm a police officer. You're supposed to answer my questions, right? No, right, you're right. So, when they say, do you have some ID? You respond, do you suspect me of committing a crime? That's saying, what's your probable cause? If they don't have any probable cause, then you say, sir, am I free to go? No, I'm asking you a question. So if they say no, that you're not free to go, guess what they're doing? They detained you. They can't detain you without having probable cause. So you go back to the first question. What crime do you suspect you're committing? Right? Every black person needs to know this. And if you sell drugs, and I know you guys don't do that, but if you do, you're supposed to know all your rights, right? So a lot of times how cops jam people up is on trick questions, right? I might get them like this. Hey, boss man, I smell weed. What you smoke? Right? I smell weed. I know you got some weed on you, man. Just look, you be straight up with me. I'll let you go to or send you to your mom's, right? I'll call your parent and have them come pick you up. Cops are legally allowed to lie to you. The Supreme Court has ruled that, right? So I can lie to you to tell you whatever I need you to say out of your mouth to get a confession. And they do this to kids a lot when they lock you up. Let's say you want to cooperate, right? Because you want to do the honorable thing. You cooperate with law enforcement, right? That's how you see it. Whatever you say to the police, guess what? They're going to use it against you every single time. They're going to tell you, hey, man, you cooperate, I'll talk to the DA. You cooperate, I'll talk to my chief and see what we can do to help you out. That's a fucking lie. It's a trick. Cops are legally allowed to lie to you. The Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the states, have ruled that they can legally lie to you. Now, all you got to do is make one slip up. One slip up. You ever watch First 48?
Yes, all the time.
Okay. The only thing you got to do is admit that you was there. Once you admit that you was there, guess what? Now I got probable cause to put the charge on you. And then work the case from there. So now, once you say you was there, I'm going to lock you up for the murder. Right? And then have you squeal on somebody else. Or, if I don't want to even be a good cop, I'll just put it on you and have the courts handle it. That's what they do. You never, ever talk to the police. Ever. But listen, don't take my word for it. Google this stuff. Look it up for yourself. Watch YouTube. Watch those videos. You never talk to the police, ever. And when you see the police arresting someone, let's say, even if I leave here and I get arrested, right? Let's say hypothetically. You film. The reason why you film is for my protection. The cops lie in their reports all the time. I had cops lie on me. Lie all the time. They lie all the time. What you have to do is always film. Even if it ain't your situation, it ain't your beef. Black people, we got this mentality. Shit, they ain't fucking with me. I already got charges. I ain't trying to fuck with it. No, you always film. Always film. And it's a federal law and a federal judge order, before I wrap it up, federal judge order here in the city and everywhere, you're legally allowed to film. The police cannot stop you from filming. It's your right, constitutional right. So, look what I'm saying. Look it up, Google it, YouTube it, learn this stuff. Black people, y'all in danger. We in danger. I know that. But this is what y'all need to know. Y'all need to know y'all rights. Let's say last thing. Let's say they say, we stopped you because we got a report that you walk around with a gun on you. Or was a lady walking around with a red shirt and a gun. You know what I would say? That's a report of illegal activity. It's perfectly legal to walk around with a gun. As long as you got a gun permit and all that stuff. Yeah. But the police can't stop you. Check this out. New law, police can't stop you just to find out if you got a gun permit. That's illegal. If they do it, sue them. If they try to stop you from filming, sue them. Don't argue with them. Never argue with a cop. Always be calm, know your shit, and you talking to them. But you never get intimidated. Don't get bullied. And that's about it for today. So just know that. Always look it up. So the 3 things I want y'all to learn is, do you suspect me of committing a crime? That's the same thing as saying what's probable cause. Am I free to go, or are you detaining me? If they're not detaining, if you're not free to go, then they're detaining you. And if they're detaining you, they need probable cause. You need to find out what crime do they suspect you committing. They have to believe that you already committed a crime, or that you're about to go commit a crime. How do you stop?
I don't know how to do that.
You should have gave it to